Hello farmers and welcome back to Pallegney on Farming Simulator 25. Just putting down the last fertilizer I need to in all three of our grass fields. The other two are done. This is the one over at the BGA. And yeah, I'm doing a top-down view because it is the best way to see where I've been. Because the sun, when it shines on the ground, can definitely make it hard to see where you've been fertilizing and where you have not been fertilizing. So at the end of the last episode, we had some contracts going on. We had 2 hoeing contracts and 1 cultivating contract. Those are done. I have not collected on them yet. So we're currently sitting at 70,000. We should be somewhere around 90,000 when I collect on those contracts. So some very good money. And yeah, we're getting closer a little bit to being able to put down a goat pasture. But I don't want to put down the goat pasture until I cut that grass field one more time. And again, the goat pasture is going to go down in over our first field that we bought, kind of where the farmyard I was kind of setting up, and where our little lovely little doormat is, where I go ahead and rest at night down by the riverside. So yeah, that's going to cost us like 160,000, and yeah, that should hold a lot of goats. So at the end of last episode, or during last episode, I was also asking if anyone knew exactly about the dairy production on the map. And some very kind people left some comments about what the dairy production does. I also did check for myself in between episodes, and yeah, I'm thinking that dairy production is not going to be sufficient for what we're going to be doing here on Pallegney. Holds very little product, so when you have over 100 goats, yeah, we're going to be going through a lot. We need a lot of capacity is what I need, basically is what I want to say. So luckily, there was a mod that came out. I can't remember if it was today or yesterday. But there was a dairy production that came out relatively cheap. I think it cost like 55,000. And yeah, it kind of does what the large dairy productions do. So we'll probably end up using that. And I'll probably have to put it down in this field here. I guess this will be our production field kind of moving forward. And also maybe where our farmyard moves to after we get the goat pasture put in. All right, just do one little more quick pass here. We'll have a double check on my fields, and they should look nice, dark, and blue for fertilization. And of course, we'll be cutting this grass again in May. And right now, we're just in March. But we're going to be skipping through until April here within a few minutes. Yeah, I'm also going to just park this. Actually, I'm going to park this right over here. That's a good place for it. And the AgroStar can come with us. Our lovely little AgroStar. Yeah, let's go ahead and check on the map here. I was also looking at, what land I might want to move to afterwards. Not move to, but buy next. And yeah, a lot of these fields here are not that expensive. So yeah, after we get the goat pasture down, we'll probably look to buy some fields and maybe start getting, if the used sales section is kind enough to us, for like a seed drill and a harvester. But yeah, all this stuff costs money. But you can see our grass field, field number 88, is it? Double fertilized, our BGA. Don't mind this over here. This is where the BGA is in our parking area. And this over here is looking really, really good. So contrast cultivating for 56.96. Let's go ahead and collect on that. And yes, a hoeing contract for 9,350. That's real nice. Collect on that. And this weeding contract for 4,032. Let's collect on that. And that gets us up to 87,853. So looking pretty good. Yeah, that does mean, yeah, we're going to be doing more contracts as we move forward. Our grass fields just are not going to be ready. But we got to look for really good contracts. I'm not going to be just doing them because we're there like always. Got to find some decent ones out there that pay well. So I did look at the used section just a few seconds ago before starting recording. And yeah, if you remember, then you remember. But if you don't, yeah, nothing in here that we're looking for. So, yeah, we definitely want to bypass on that. So let's go over ahead to our little doormat that's over here. And we'll go ahead and hit the snooze button. And we'll go to the month of April and see what that brings. So we do have our silage bales over by the BGA. I don't know if you saw them. But those were made this month. So they're going to take a few months before that is fermented to silage. And we can put that into the BGA. Let's just go ahead into April. and see what that brings. All right, so we do lose a little bit of cash overnight because of cost, as always. In the store page, well, I did ask for a harvester, and they delivered. And that is a cultivator. Not really interested in that, but yeah, a harvester. Even though it's 41% off, it's still $175,000. I don't have the money for that. And really, I mean, if I had the money, I probably would buy it. And you might be saying, well, you don't have fields to harvest. Yes, but it's a harvester on sale in the used section because we can only buy stuff from the used section. So yeah, that would have been good. So contracts may have to fast forward an hour. Ooh, but a hoeing contract, we'll take that one for sure. So let's go ahead and we'll I almost say accept. I don't have that equipment, so we definitely want to borrow the items for that. And let me just fast forward time a little bit. So a lot of other contracts may pop up. Just going to fast forward an hour and then put the time scale maybe at times 5. I think that'll be good, 5 or 6. Yeah, so what other contracts now have come on? Fertilizing. That's not a bad contract. I mean, overall, I'd probably get paid like $6,000, $7,000. We'll leave that one there. See what happens. See what happens throughout the day. Yes. Let's grab my lovely little hoe and go to field 63, which I don't know where that is. Where is field 63? All right, so up the road, past the grass fields. Actually, I think I want to go over. The bridge between the grass fields. So as we know, our income and our money all comes from the BGA by processing those silage bales. And currently, with a pile that we got over there, when those go through in June, we'll get $50,000 for those. But of course, next month we'll be able to mow all 3 of our grass fields together. And yeah, when I put those into the BGA in 3 months after that, so 4 months from now, that should bring it over $100,000, give or take $1,000 here or there. So yeah, we should be making some pretty good money this year from the BGA in our grass fields. But in the meantime, we just got to keep on doing the contract thing. I mean, it's still doing farm work, as I always say. I know some people don't like contract work because it's boring, but in some ways, I look at it as I'm still doing. Well, I'm still running in the cars, but I'm still doing farm work. May not be on our farm, but it's farm work. Yeah, so I want to go to that field right there, the one with the power pole in it. Yeah, once we get the goats down, from what I got told, the goats should be able to feed off the meadow grass alone for quite a while. So maybe, I guess the only time I may need to give them grass or hay, we'll be giving them grass, of course, is probably in the winter months. But they should be able to feed off the meadow grass that the pasture puts down. I'm still not sure if I want to... probably going to need... I almost said course play, which I need to download that. I'm going to need steering assist because I cannot see the weeds here. So do one headland, turn that on. There we go. Can we put the weeder down? That would be good. Oops, I hit the wrong button. I want to hit that and then that. There we go. So once we get the goats in and they start making some goat milk, then hopefully we can afford the dairy. Like I said, the dairy's, I think the one I'm looking at costs like $55,000. And then, of course, once we get that in, a lot of goat cheese will be made. And that's when we'll really start raking in the cash. I think the goats are going to do better than what the grass field will. Maybe not at first. But as we saw on the Riverbend live stream series, that I had 81 goats, and I think I was making like $150,000 to $180,000 a year on goat's milk, which I converted to goat's cheese in the dairies. And of course, it'll be a lot easier because I don't have to cut grass, bale it, put it on through. It's just make sure the goats got some feed and they're good to go. Yeah, someone else did mention I should go around and get all the collectibles. There are only, I think, 7 collectibles on this map, and I think I've already found 5. So there's only really like 2 more collectibles, and I don't know where they are. I didn't look for any in between episodes. And yeah, that's probably only going to bring in. I mean, it all depends on the collectible, really, because they're not all worth the same, so it's kind of hard to judge. But maybe it'll bring in probably 10 to 20,000. So, I mean, it's nice. Don't get me wrong, but it's not like go out and find all 20 more collectibles and we're going to have $100,000 to spend on what we need. Would be kind of nice to get a hoe on sale, only because I do have to borrow the hoe every time I do one of these contracts, which is not bad. But then again, I am losing a little bit out on the contract by leasing a hoe. I say leasing. I consider you're just borrowing it from the farmer, and it just deducts from what the contract pays you. Yeah, usually when it comes to weeding contracts like this, I usually just try to let a worker do it. But as we saw, I don't have any work to do in my grass fields until May. So I just got contract work to do in April. And actually, since there's not many good contracts, I'm going to put the time scale at times 10 for right now. So hopefully other good contracts come up. Yeah, we might just be skipping right on to May here very soon. I mean, the prime time for me to be doing contracts is in the fall when we got, well, late summer to fall, because we'll have plowing contracts, cultivating contracts after the harvest season, right? So, yeah, currently, planting season is just about coming to an end, at least the springtime planting. So, other than weeding contracts, which is not bad, but the plowing contracts and the cultivating contracts, which do pay pretty darn well, would be nice. Well, about 6 minutes later, we're getting close to finishing up this hoeing contract. I didn't see how much it was paying us. Well, I did see. I forgot how much it was going to pay us. And we'll see if any other good contracts that come up this month before I collect on this one, because if there are more hoeing contracts, maybe I can send this one off to go ahead and do it. And maybe I can go do something else in the meantime. Would be nice to get over $100,000 by the end of the month, but yeah, it's all pending on what we get. I actually used GPS on my live stream today because someone wanted to see how it worked, and I was trying to use all the beeps and whatnot. It sounds like the beeps here on Pallegney are different. Almost sounds like a bird chirping a little bit. %. See if I can find the last 2. I think some edges on the headlands on this side of the field are what I need to be doing. I'm guessing this little section here, probably not much left. As that's 98%. Yeah, probably on the upper part of that field. Let's see if I got that on cruise control. I can go ahead and just look here very quickly and see what we got. Well, it's not showing me any weeds. Well, I know they're here somewhere. I'm guessing this little pass right here will do it. And voila. Now, there we go. Let's go ahead and fold that on up. Let's see what came up here in the meantime. Yeah, we do got those fertilizing contracts. Do I got a fertilizer spreader? I think I do. I can't remember if I do or don't. Did I end up getting... I think I leased one. I don't think I own one. I don't think we found one in the used section. Where... I think I went past it. Yield improvements. Did I get one of these? No. I remember that, but I think I must have leased it. Alright, so I really don't have interest in doing a fertilizing contract if I got to borrow. So let me go ahead. Let's collect on this one. What did this one pay? $54.37. So that's not too bad. Half the day has gone by, and yeah, not much has changed here. So I got us up to 92,000. Alright, I guess I'll speed up some time. I'll keep an eye on the contracts here, but probably more than likely we'll be getting on to May. And I guess, like I said, we'll look for contracts in the morning if that's the case. Maybe something I could do. Or I could be cutting grass and get workers to go ahead. Oh, we got a twister in the forecast. I don't know if, well, I don't want to fast forward it too much. This would be my first twister on another map other than Riverbend. Doesn't get here until in the evening hours. It looks like we got one in August as well. Well, that would be something of interest, that's for darn sure. Alright, I'll see you a little bit later. Probably when the twister gets here, I'm guessing. Well, still fast forwarding time. I'm back, quote-unquote, home. And yeah, the twister should be here. I'll slow down time a bit. Maybe take a second for it to spawn. I don't know if it'll damage grass fields or not. I can't remember on Riverbend if we had any issues with that or not. Just looking around quickly, because I am kind of in the center of the map. And I'm just looking to see if I can find it. For a minute, I thought that was it, but I think that's a radio tower. Or a power line. That's a power line. As for sale items, well, a grape harvester has come up. So, yeah, not too interested in that. Alright, let's go ahead and go in flight mode here. And see, the rain didn't stop. It's just because I'm over the river. Well, so far I'm not seeing it. Oh, no, never mind. There it is. It's way up here. So, something I should not have to worry about at all. Is something going to destroy the forest over here. Yeah, so you have never seen a twister in Farming Simulator 25. There you go. And no, I did not spawn this one in. Let me drop on down. Actually, let me turn off the HUD. Yeah, we're going to go in third person here so I can get myself right here. You probably saw a thumbnail, something like this, but there we go. There's your thumbnail. Yeah, so we got ourselves a twister, and it looks like it's going to go away from all the fields, which is good for the farmers. But yeah, we are going to get some damaged wood there, but nothing that's going to matter to us, because I'm not going to really come up here and cut down these trees. No one may give us a job to come up here and cut them down, but I don't feel like doing a sawmill on this series. We did a lot of sawmill in the beginning of FS25 and don't want to continue on doing that. Well, yeah, so we don't have to worry about our grass field getting damaged at all, so let's go back on home. And we'll drop on down here. Whoa. Kind of a bug when you do that when you're in flight mode. Every once in a while. Alright, let's drop on down. Yeah, let me turn the HUD back on, by the way, because that would be useful. Alright, let's go ahead and we'll wake up at 8. Yeah, no other contracts came up during the day that were worth doing, in my opinion. So we'll move on. Our grass fields should be ready. We do got some hail on the way, so let me slow down time just a bit. What's in the used section here? Well, we got the bio baler, the grape harvester. Well, yeah, that, and we got a wrapper, which we do not need. Need none of that stuff, but our grass field is ready. Am I ready? Kind of. So what we got for contracts to start the morning? Well, we do have a cultivating contract. Kind of weird, I feel like, getting a cultivating contract in May, but I will actually borrow the items on that, because that's work that can be done in the background. So yeah, it's not going to be like a huge paying contract, but, you know, I got work to do, so it's not like I'm waiting for the contract to get done and move on with a month. We'll be cutting some grass. So probably the last time I'll be cutting grass in, I think it's field 91. That's the first lot of land that we bought. That's where the goat pasture is going to go. We'll get that grass cut. I don't know if double fertilizing it's going to matter, or if I should be putting down meadow grass on fresh stalks, which was one of our live streams series. When I put down a cow barn, I left the grass field there, and they had tons of meadow grass. So I'm thinking I'm just going to leave the field as is. Wait, am I going up this way? Yes, this way. I don't know if there's another crossing up north or not. So do let me know down in the comments. Would it be better if when I get done completing the pasture and putting a border around it, it says, do you want to put down meadow grass? Should I do that, or should I just leave it as grass? I mean, maybe I should put it down as meadow. I feel like I should just put it down as grass, because I know that worked on fresh stocks, where it just worked out perfectly. I can't remember this far up if there's another place to cross this little brook here or not. I wonder what they had in this field up here to where I'm cultivating it in May. I'm guessing I don't have a place to cross, because I think I'm at the edge of the map. Yeah, we are. So I got to go back down to where the grass field was to get over to there. Actually, this is like, that might be a good place for a... I got 2 more collectibles to find, like I said. I haven't looked for them. And I haven't seen any more hints come on through. Not that I'm asking for hints, but I mean, it's hard to help yourself when you're just reading comments or reading something on Discord. And then you read it and it's like, alright, well, I didn't really want hints too much. But now that I read it, it's not like I'm going to be able to forget it. So might as well just go look for it. Yeah, so the only crossing at this end of the map on the north side is to cross here. And that's the field right there. I just did the hoeing contract in, but now I'm going to set a worker off to cultivate. What do we got here? Well, Franco's in charge of doing the cultivating, so shouldn't take him too long with that setup, I would think. But meanwhile, I'm going to be busy. Another thing I do want to try is, yes, there is free repairs going on currently in Farming Simulator. I want to see if I can get free repairs or if I get charged for at this toolbox, which is a mod. Well, I kind of forgot. I need to put the front mower on before I put the butterfly mower on, just because that does tend to make the AgroStar a little light in the front and not steer too well. So you can see the repair status. We are down quite a bit. I think it's going to be the butterfly mower, because I have not repaired that at all. No vehicles in the trigger. Really? Alright, how about if I turn it like this. There we go. It's one way or another. Let me repair the AgroStar for 222. So we're at 637. No, so it's still not charging us for repairs here. Well, I guess I'll take advantage of the deals that are going on for repairs. And I'll just repair everything. Yeah, it didn't charge me a penny for doing all that. Well, I guess I'm not going to complain about it. I mean, free repairs are good repairs, I suppose. Alright, let me go ahead and unfold this. A little foggy down here, but it'll be alright. Lower this all down. And this powerful little AgroStar has, I don't want to say it doesn't have a problem with the butterfly mower and the front mower, but it gets along pretty darn well. Yeah, it does tend to struggle going up a hill slightly, but that's no surprise there. But man, did I get some good deals over the winter. I was expecting to get maybe at some point possibly getting a butterfly mower in the used section, but to get the same exact one that matches the front, even better. So yeah, it's going to take me a while to cut all 3 grass fields. But not as long as it took me last time, because, well, I wouldn't say last time, but last time I cut most of these fields, I just had the front mower. So now having the butterfly mower on the back definitely is going to make this job a lot quicker. I would fast forward time just a little bit so the fog lifts, but there is hail on the way, and I want to get the grass fields cut before the hail gets here. Yeah, the hail gets here at 10 o'clock. Or it could be here at 9, because we just see the forecast at 8 and the one at 10. Could be here at 9 o'clock. So, yeah, I just want to be careful on that. Of course, hail damage will damage a grass field. And I want every blade of grass that I can get. To an extent. I do tend to leave little blades of grass here and there. But I always figured, well, it'll get cut next time.
Telling secrets in the dark while drinking whiskey neat. I would fall in a second if you let me, 'cause you're all that I want. Could you let me in? The last drink was the last drink, but I don't wanna leave. I wanna get closer, don't want this night to be over. Wanna get closer, it's not over. Yeah, we could go back to my place, 'cause I don't wanna waste no precious time. So let's go back to my place. If it's only for tonight, let's make it count. I love it, how your touch feels. I love it, how you look at me in my place. No, I don't wanna waste no precious time. You said the last kiss was the last kiss. Make it hard for you to leave. We're telling secrets in between the sheets. I don't want you to leave. I would fall in a second if you let me, 'cause you're all that I want. Could you let me in? The last drink was the last drink, but I don't wanna leave. I wanna get closer, don't want this night to be over. Wanna get closer, it's not over. Yeah, we could go back to my place, 'cause I don't wanna waste no precious time. So let's go back to my place. If it's only for tonight, let's make it count. I love it, how your touch feels. I love it, how you look at me in my place. No, I don't wanna waste no precious time.
I was not quite expecting to be almost done at the same time as the John Deere was in cultivating field number 62. But here we are. And yes, this setup is working great. I think it took me like 40 to 50 minutes Last time they cut the grass with just a front mower on this, and I'm going to get all 3 grass fields done in under that time, so that's great. Of course, we do have to bale it up still, and then, of course, go around and wrap it. Wrapping it's going to take a while. But I'm going to get this all done before the hail gets here. It looks like the fog is actually slowly lifting away. I almost feel like in Pallegney series, I'm almost playing Lawnmower Simulator because, yeah, that's what we've been doing. That combine in the hill, though, makes me just a little bit jealous. But at the same time, I can kind of overlook it because I don't have any fields I need to harvest. I think when I did this challenge back in 22 on Goldcrest Valley, I think I got like a Class Lexian harvester really quick. And then I got, eventually I got ourselves a header to go along with it. But that series there in 22, I do believe I started with like 2 million that I brought over from, I think, Solyndra. I think I played on Solyndra that went to Goldcrest Valley and did that challenge. And I think I brought the 2 million with us. So that got me like the starting land. At least that way, you know, here we started with absolutely nothing. I mean, just a shirt on our back is all we had, and a cowboy hat. And that was it. But luckily the land here is not that expensive. I mean, I guess it depends on where you're looking. But at least where I started looking was the grass fields. And so, yeah, I was like, okay, maybe we'll go with the grass field route. And grass is always a good crop to start off with because you get 4 cuts per year. You don't have to re-drill it. So on a challenge like this, grass works out rather well. And it's worked out rather well for me because the sales items have come my way. It used to cost me $15,000 in leasing fees to get all the grass stuff, to get the grass wrapped up, and we were making maybe $10,000 every time I cut the grass. And now here we are in it's year number 3 now technically, so yeah, now every time I cut these 3 grass fields I actually profit like $100,000. But of course that profit's going to go down once I put the goat pasture in. Yeah, having everything repaired with the AgroStar and Butterfly mowers and going up the hill in the first grass field, the AgroStar barely hesitated going up there. It did it like it was nothing. So repairing everything definitely made a difference. Someone did ask, could I use a truck for anything? And here comes the hail, by the way. So yeah, the hail did arrive at 9, so I got the grass field done just in time. I don't think there's any hitch on the truck, so there's nothing back there. It's only a 5th wheel attachment, so that's it. So really can't use that truck for anything other than eventually once I get ourselves a trailer, we'll be able to do something with it at that point. But currently it's just a lawn ornament. Alright, so now I gotta just clean up my mess. Wait, did I not unfold it? I thought I did. Oh no, and the baler's gonna do... Alright, you did fine last time, now the baler started doing that thing again. Alright, maybe it's a one-off. Maybe it'll work fine after that. Hopefully it does. I hope I don't have continuing issues with the baler, because this is the one that came up for sale. It seems to be working just fine now. Oh, I am making 220s, I hope, still. Yes, we are. Is it Alt-X to reset the bale counter? It is. So we should end up with like 50... Yeah, I'm trying to think. Is it going to be 50? I'm thinking like 62 bales when I get done. But a good time to wrap up some bales with the hail getting here. But yeah, one thing I have to worry about, if the hail does damage our grass field, well, the grass field is not growing, so it's not going to damage my crop whatsoever. Actually, you know what? I can see the repair status is way down, so I'm thinking I should repair the baler while we're at it. Probably get the working speed back up to, I think it's 11 is the working speed. This is going to be a lot of silage bales in 3 months to put through the BGA, which is going to be nice to see all that cash come in. I'm not sure why when we get down by the river, unless this is different sound audio that we're using, that you don't hear like the rain and the hail. Let me go repair the baler. It's not in the trigger. Well, we'll just have to move the toolbox over a little bit. Well, it's supposed to be 25, 35, but yep, as we know right now, it's free. I mean, I could go in the power tools and subtract the money out of there, but I feel like I deserve a little bit of a bonus. Alright, let me go ahead and I'm going to get all these baled up. I'll bring it back and we'll see the exact total on the baler. Like I said, I think it's going to be 62, somewhere around there, I think. Give or take a bale or two, see how close I am. But that sounds like a really good number to me. Seems like the hail is coming down harder than ever. But I am almost finished. I got 4 more swaths to go. Have not looked at the total of bales that I've made. I think I said 62 is what I was guessing. I mean, it should be somewhere around there. I think 62 to 64, probably. So a lot better than the usual 26 that we got off our first 2 fields. This field does kick out the bales rather good. I think this field could probably use some lime to increase the yield a little bit. I think when I cut it last November, it was double fertilized. I think it said the yield was somewhere around like 87% possibly. So it might need some lime. The thing about grass fields, even though you cut it, it doesn't lose the stages of lime it's got to go through. So it might have gone through a couple stages before they put grass in here. So the map is not going to show that it requires lime, but it's probably gone through 2 of the 3 stages of lime. So soon we'll find out how many bales we got. And also this baler has silage additive into it, so that's going to increase the yield of the grass a little bit from what we used to be able to get. Because the baler I was using, the Kuhn with the windrower, did not have silage additive. And of course the silage additive does add the 5% to the bale or the grass that it picks up. So there we go. Actually going ahead and turn that off. Alright, let's empty out the bales. The bales got to come out for them to count. And yeah, it's almost a full bale in there, so let's empty that one out as well. and fold up. The baler did act up twice on me where the pickup of the baler went underneath, so I had to reset it. It's not that big of a deal, I guess, if it only happens once or twice after all that baling. So the number of bales we made was 65. Alright, that is pretty darn good. In 3 months' time, of course, I still got to wrap them. We're going to be getting lots of cash from these bales through the BGA. Let me just sneak on through here. Now the long part's coming up, and that's going to be wrapping them. But I think what I'm going to do is wrap up these bales in between episodes. Get most of them done. Let me hitch up to that, hopefully. Unfold that. Actually, I'm going to turn down the time scale as well to ×1. I don't mind wrapping up these bales when it's like this. The reason why I want to turn down the time scale is that way in 3 months' time, they'll be ready early in the morning. If I keep speeding up time, they'll be later in the day in 3 months when they're ready, if that makes sense. Which I'm sure it does to most of you. Alright, so 65 bales are wrapped. Well, now 64 because I've done one. And there's that one. Meanwhile, the contract did get complete a while ago. That was a cultivating contract. We got baling contracts, deadwood, fertilizing, hoeing, and I don't think there's anything there that's too good. Although, like, the hoeing contract would not be bad because I could take on the weeding contracts as well. I may have those going in the background while I wrap up these bales. But let's go ahead and collect on this cultivating contract for $4,556. There we go. So we're up to $96,529. So yeah, so I'm kind of hoping in next episode. Actually, let me turn that off because that's my tractor now, not a leased one. Yeah, next episode we'll get those bales over there. Those should be ready next month. Put those through the BGA. That should bring in roughly about $50,000. And again, I need, I got it written down here. I need $160,000 to put down the goat pasture. So, yeah, we'll have to do some contracts along with those bales being processed, and then we can put down the goats. I may not be able to afford any goats in there, but we can see. So, yeah, I think getting those hoeing contracts done is, as I just saw in the contract page. Yeah, if I get those done, that'll help us out. But we got the rest of May to get some more contracts done, and also in April next month also. But yeah, so we saw our first twister here in Pallegney, and we got the grass cut just before the hail got here, so that's all good. Yeah, if we actually get away from the river. Yeah, I think they're using a different sound effect for when it rains, hails. I think I said this before. To where it sounds like rain hitting water, but then you come out here away from the river a certain distance somewhere, and then you get the sound that most of us are probably used to in the game. But anyways, yeah, just more contracts and grass cutting today, but I think this year, especially when we get these bales wrapped and processed in 3 more months, and then of course I'll be doing it again after that. Yeah, I think this year we'll be able to expand and start getting into some arable crops. Gonna have to lease equipment to do that, but it's what we got to do. But anyways, if you made this far in the video, I appreciate you watching all the way through. If you want to help me out, hitting that thumbs up button down below does more than you know. Thumbs down buttons there as well. You can hit that if you like to, but leave me comments to why, but no one ever does. And if you're new here, you might want to think about hitting that subscribe and notification bell so you don't miss out more content like this. But that's going to wrap it up for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in Pallegney. But until then, have a good one.